Earlier this week, we reported on a raid that happened in Chicago as part of the early phase of their Midway Blitz, their attempt by federal law enforcement agencies to clean up Chicago, in particular the illegal alien infestation that they have there. Now, the reports from the news were pretty cool. They talked about it. Yeah, it was like 300 total law enforcement agents involved. There was a Black Hawk helicopter. Lots of people were arrested. I think 36 or so, if I recall. Tren de Aragua gang members were arrested. It's like, okay, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. But you didn't really get to see a lot. Sure, you got to see the helicopter fly over, but it wasn't much. Well, the Department of Homeland Security just released a video with their own footage of the event. And whatever expectation I had, was blown away. This may be the most epic video I've seen of law enforcement by the United States government ever.
Go, push! Get out of the way for the Bearcat! Clear the way for the Bearcat!
Look, say what you will about government propaganda videos. Sometimes they're definitely necessary. Now, when it comes to, for example, they have those embedded videos that for the military and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan because I think that gets a little bit, oftentimes, too much into the operations side. Maybe tells our enemies things they don't need to know. But when it comes to law enforcement, I would argue that video is extraordinarily effective. It was just I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe not even that long ago, when I don't remember who it was, some leftist snowflake came out and said, oh, they're not going to be able to do the things they've been doing in other places when they get to Chicago. There's this gang or that gang, or they're real, these guys are hardcore. And look, what you just saw, that's hardcore, okay? There might be some pretty nasty gangbangers, I'm sure there are, up in Chicago. The Tren de Aragua, MS-13, even just homegrown gangs. I'm sure they're pretty bad, but dude, come on. What we just saw, that's got to be, number one, intimidating, obviously, but it should also wake them up that the Trump administration, the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, ICE, they are taking this seriously. They're not holding back. No half measures. They're going all out. And yes, this is exactly what I voted for.